Social Zoom Factor, episode 276.
Driving results in business these days takes something special. It's a combination of the right info and the right energy. Pam Moore has both and is here to help you avoid the pitfalls and guide your business and life by leveraging and integrating social media, powerful branding, and digital marketing. Welcome to Social Zoom Factor. Now it's time to live life zoomed.
Your great idea needs a great platform to shine. The way you brand your idea can make all the difference. Small details such as your domain name matter a lot. It's your online identity, so it needs to create an impact. I've decided to brand myself using a .online domain extension. A web address as simple as pam.online will benefit my overall branding in big ways. It's short and simple, which makes it memorable. You too can build a stellar brand on a .online domain extension. Check out get.online/Pam and use the coupon code PAM to save 90% on your domain name for the first year. Again, that's get.online/Pam, coupon code PAM. Hey there, Zoomers, and welcome to Social Zoom Factor. This is your host, Pam Moore. All right, today we are talking about 5 major shifts that marketers must make today. And this is 5 shifts that marketers must make in a time of crisis. There is a lot going on in our world, and these are some quick but very important things I'm going to share with you that are guaranteed to help your marketing. These are the things that you need to be thinking about if you want to succeed today and moving forward. So let's go ahead and dig right in. Number 1 is you need to get real on your time and your budget, as well as the time and the budget of your audience. You also need to get real on the emotional state that everybody is in. So that's yourself, that's your team, that's your customers, that is the world right now. So although, and particularly for me, at the beginning of this crisis and when we first were locked down in quarantine, I think we've all went through different stages where I start out and I'm like, it's okay. We're just going to be locked down for a few weeks, maybe a month. And then, I was good for like the first month. I'm like, this stinks, but we're going to be okay. I'm going to leverage this time. And then, it hit a couple months and I had some down days, right? Where I'm just like, oh my goodness, how long is this going to go on? And then, I'll come back up. And so then every so often, I still will have 1 or 2 of those days where I have to pull myself out. That's when I know I need to make sure I, work out a little extra hard at Orange Theory, where I try to go almost every day of the week and, make sure I'm eating properly and sleeping properly. But here's my point. You don't know at what point is your team or your audience and yourself and your target customers and the world. We're all experiencing those bad days on different times. The days that I may be up and happy and motivated to take on the world may be the day, if you're my target customer and you happen to get an email from me because you're subscribed to my email list, that you just don't want to see it. You may be dealing with somebody that's sick, or you may, be having some major financial struggles or emotional struggles. So we don't know where everybody is at that exact moment. And we're all at varying degrees of stressed out and worried and happy or unhappy at different times. So for those of us who like to have things in a box, we like to know where we're going. We like to know what success looks like now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, and 18 months from now. It's a really hard time for us. Okay. So that's why when you hear people refer to it as the new normal, that's why we refer to it as the new normal, is we're having all of us to get mentally, emotionally, and physically adjusted to this new normal that we can't control. no matter how much we wish we could control it and manage it better than we are, we really are not in control of so many things that are happening. And I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit of a control freak. And so that's been my biggest struggle. And I'm actually growing a lot as a person. I'm learning. I'm really getting more patience than I've had in the past. And I'm just trying to leverage this time the best that I can. And I recently did a podcast, episode 273, where I dug deep into strategies for the new normal and really talking deeper on that. So I encourage you to check that out too. But when we talk about getting real on time and your budget, you really need to get real and set some proper expectations, because you don't know what things are going to look like next week, let alone 2 months from now. So you just have to get your mindset in the right place and know that you may have the best laid plans, but they may need to change due to something that is 100% and completely out of your control. And if you have to change, it doesn't mean that you've failed. You need to instead measure your success on being able to adapt to the change as we go through everything we're all going through. But you still need to take the time to put together your plan, put together your budget, and be realistic with that budget. And if you struggle with that, maybe you need to get other people in your organization on board with your plan and with your budget. I encourage you, go download. I have a guide that will help you. Just go to pam.online/budget, and it will help you with things to do and not do, and how to simplify your plan to get it approved, and the people you need on board with your plan to be on board with it. Okay. Number 2 shift that marketers need to make right now is quality over quantity. And you got to think about where your audience is, about everything we just talked about. There is so much noise in the digital world today. I mean, just jump on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, any of the social networks, and you will not see a lack of content. So the way that you're going to stand out right now is not by being louder. It's not by throwing more junk at the virtual walls and hoping that it sticks. It is by focusing on the right content, quality over quantity. And you want to make sure that you're planning out your calendar and that you have a drumbeat to your communications. And like we said in number 1 shift, that you're getting real with your time. And so if you plan out your calendar, set it at the bare minimum. Here's the amount of content and the topics that we're going to talk about, because then when things shift, you will better be able to plan that shift as you've planned out more than just, 2 days of content. And I encourage you to go grab my content calendar template. Just go to pam.online/calendar. And it is a calendar that's broke down by month, week, and day. Everything's already pre-populated for you. There's color codes, helps you align it to your audience, but I promise it'll help you really come up with those themes that you need each month and week, and organize your thoughts so that you can then be more creative as you are producing that content. So important right now is just streamlining your thoughts. When it comes time to produce something, you have things more organized where then you can actually focus on that and get it done quicker. Shift number 3 that marketers need to make is everything you do needs to be about your audience. And you have to get in the head of your target audience and know the best you can, what are the challenges they're facing right now? What are the things they're going through? Are you targeting an industry that may be 90% shut down during this crisis? Are you targeting maybe an industry that are essential workers and their employees are very stressed out? How are you going to help that? Maybe you offer a feel-good type of product, service, or food or beverage. How are you going to connect with those people? How are you serving them? So what's what's keeping your audience up at night right now and why? And when they're going online, when they're seeking content, what are they seeking it for? They want to be understood. They want to feel that there are still humans in this world that can make them laugh, make them cry happy tears, that can make them feel some type of emotion other than stress. Could be you give confidence. Could be you help them feel empowered. Could be you help them with hope. I don't know what you do, but you need to get in the head of your audience and your target customer and then figure out ways that you are going to help them. And I have a resource for you with this as well. It's my buyer persona worksheets. Go to pam.online/mybuyer. And I also have a 5-day buyer persona bootcamp. If you really need some help in this area, just go to pam.online/bootcamp and sign up for that virtual 5-day bootcamp. You go at your own pace, and I promise it will help you create and nail your buyer personas so that every piece of content that you create can be helping you connect with, inspire, and activate your dream customer. Number 4 shift that marketers need to make is we need to be really focused on agility. So how can you build a platform? How can you build a marketing strategy and plan, a digital platform, that's integrated and that is focused on being able to quickly respond as the ground shifts underneath us? Because I'll tell you, the only guarantee we have right now is change. We don't know what things are going to look like 30 days from now. You don't know what's going to happen 3 months from now. So you need to really leverage this time to build an agile platform. And this isn't just a marketing or a tech buzzword. How can you make sure if you have a website or you have a blog and you have everything integrated, maybe you have all kinds of, maybe you're highly advanced like us and you have multiple sales funnels all over the web. Our agency, we do training and consulting. So I'm a professional speaker. I do training and consulting with organizations. We help organizations with their marketing and digital and social strategies. We do personal branding. We do a lot of different things. And we have an online training academy and the list goes on. But we're having to be agile too. We're having to be agile. I'm not doing as much speaking right now, traveling, obviously. We're doing a lot of online training, right? So we were able to easily adjust our platform so that we are delivering now, live streams and those types of training for our clients. And so our sales funnels adjusted. That was really easy for us because we had an integrated platform, which I've been preaching and teaching you all for over 10 years since I left corporate America. I launched this podcast in 2014 to help you do exactly this. So the things that I'm talking about in this podcast today is honestly the things that I've been trying to get all of you to do who've been following me for the past 10 years with all of my content. These are the things that you need to be doing if you want to succeed. So if you're in a place where maybe your platform is not as agile as it needs to be, maybe you're not ready to take everything online, you need to focus on getting it there. Things that are a great spend an investment of your time and resource right now are on your platform. If you haven't updated your website since 1992, it's probably a good time to do that right now. You need to update your social profiles. You need to focus on the personal brands of yourself and your executives and key people in your company. Maybe it's time to do, some digital marketing training and streamlining. Maybe you need to look at your marketing infrastructure. What is that core foundation and processes for how you're developing content? How are you leveraging your executives to really be the brand of your company? I don't know what you need to do, but you need to be working on a platform that is agile from both people, technology, and process perspective. That is how you are going to succeed, because we need to move from just surviving to thriving. We need to move from that we're just recovering to that we're innovating, right? You want to innovate your brand in a way that helps you move into the future. So when this crazy thing is all done, you're ready to truly rock it. Like you've leveraged this time to where now you have a more solid platform that you can be very successful. Okay. So there needs to be a little hustle in our schedules and in our time where we don't just sleep till 12 o'clock every day and work a couple hours. And I know you may have weeks or days that you're doing that and you just don't feel like working. But at some point you got to get yourself up and say, you know what? We're going to do this right. I'm not giving up. Give yourself time to take the time off when you need it so that you can be the most creative and that you can build out this platform of agility and success that you need to do. The shift number 5 that marketers need to take at the same time is patience. So while we just talked about agility and being able to make sure we're building a platform that is foundational to our success, we also need to be patient. We need to be patient with ourselves. We need to be patient with our audiences. We need to be patient with our customers, patient with the social networks and the tools and the technology that we depend on. You know, I don't know about you, but we have a lot of technology that we depend on, and technology does not always work the way that it should. And during a crisis, when, we're trying to reach out and get support from some of these brands, they have limited teams. So, I think it's been a great lesson in not only agility and flexibility and really just being patient, right? It's teaching us everything cannot be perfect all the time. And I always preach perfection is the enemy of good, but really good is good enough. And I think even really good has been tough for a lot of people and brands to get to during this crisis right now. So there's days where you just have to give yourself, your team, your executives, your audience, your customers, and all of the people you depend on grace. So there you have it in a nutshell. 5 simple shifts, but deep shifts. I know they're simple on one hand because you can start implementing them today, but on the other, they are things that are deep and that you need to think about and really take some time on. So I encourage you to, grab the resources that I mentioned. I will have them listed also on the show notes page for this episode. You can see that at pam.online/276. And also you can see it in the notes for this particular podcast, depending on where you're listening to this podcast. So for example, if you're on iTunes, you can just, click on the episode and you'll be able to see all the show notes, and most of the other apps work the same way. So I'll make sure I put all those links in there for you as well. So I wish you the greatest of success during this time. And I hope that you're able to find some peace and success and know that we're all in this together and we're always here for you. That's a wrap.
If you're ready to zoom your business and zoom your life, then don't let the end of this episode be the end of your journey. Visit socialzoomfactor.com/zoom for incredible free resources and guides. And be sure to join the Social Zoom Factor mailing list so you never miss an episode. We'll see you next time on Social Zoom Factor.